Hello, everyone. This is Pinkie, the housewife, and I'm here tonight to bring you all the meeting for Village of Dolton. Village of Dolton. Today is July the 1st, 2025. So I'm coming with the special board meeting. Uh, so I'm going to go ahead and get it started for you all. Let me just do one thing before we get started. Let me just welcome everybody, okay? And just let you all know, hit that like button for me. That's to keep me to bring you great content. All right. So if you can, go ahead and hit that like button and let's go ahead and get started. So the meeting tonight is Village of Dolton. It's the special board meeting, July the 1st, 2025. So I'm going to go ahead and get the video started for everyone. And I hope you all in having a great evening tonight. The meeting is going to run just a little over an hour, about an hour, 15 minutes or so. All right, guys. All right, now here we go. I'm going to go ahead and press start. Now there's you may get a little talking in the very beginning, but I tried to make sure I get the talking out. And try to skip over a little of the talking. I think I did. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself so that we can go ahead and get started. All right. So I will be muted while the meeting is going on.
Use that. Good evening, everybody. How are we today? Okay, we're going to convene this special board meeting for Tuesday, July 1st at 6:30 p.m. I will ask Clerk Key to call the roll for a quorum.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Good, perfect. Trustee Tammy Brown? Trustee Norwood?
Present.
Trustee Stan Brown?
Present.
Trustee Belcher?
Here.
Trustee Steve?
Present.
And Trustee Holmes is absent. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. I'll ask all to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As we remain standing, I think I saw Trustee Valeria Stubbs. Would you mind leading us in prayer, please?
Heavenly Father, I pray in the name of Jesus, just praise your name another day. And thank you for the mercy and grace that you have bestowed upon us. Thank you for allowing us to assemble here today. Let this meeting go in decent order and quick. In Jesus' name.
You should do that again.
So we'll begin with citizens' address. We'll ask anybody who has questions or comments for this body, come up to the podium with a 3-minute marker. I will signal you when that time has concluded.
I'm a little short here, y'all. Greetings in the name of the Father and the Son. And I'm gonna definitely concur with Ms. Stubbs. Look, I don't know how I'm really supposed to express about you all wanting to get the house, because the many stories that could be out there comes a time for me, and the way I am interactive with the people in the community, I'm going to come and I'm going to ask, because here is the food for thought. If it goes by one thing I sing and you all connect to a bank, any default on your part, then the bank has that house. I'm curious to know where the revenue is going to come in from that house. And in one video, I still also want to know, how is that going to help the homeowners and the taxpayers here? We must not ignore that we still have serious lawsuits here. Huh. I'm coming one of it, and I actually have been trying to the residents to do an out-of-court settlement because mine is almost surpassing the 33. It took a lot for me to come here for this today because real lives, they're gonna always matter. That color thing, I kind of had enough of that because every day we still gonna have one commonality. We all human and we all got to survive everything, especially that goes on the dog. The police department, its procedures, its non-due diligence, invisible ghosts. It's like ghosts are there getting money and the community don't have no availability, none, no availability. I have so many complaints that I want to bring tonight. I didn't want it on my energy. This is for public record because I'm going to come for my receipts because that's what legislative, executive, and administrative do. You all negotiate to the best of your ability, and I'm getting ready to speed it up a little bit. The sewers, come on now, they falling in. I kept one woman, I spoke about it before. They coming because and I mean, one has completely moved. I also want to speak about the street cleaner. I don't know that we have money for printing this, that, and the third, but if the street cleaner is going to come out, you know, right now, why it's going to be most helpful, because if the cars, I mean, if the people get enough time to put their cars in the alley for just a hot second, that's really going to help some of these sewers. And really, when I speak about these sewers, y'all need to go look at it because some of them are so filled with dirt. It's to the top. If they're not going to be blown out or something like that, I can't imagine how the rainy summer going to go or the winter. I also want to speak to donation of fans, because once upon a time they used to have fans at our fire department for the residents only. And I'm asking for people to donate fans, take them to the village hall, take them to the fire department so that it'll properly be taken care of. The leash law, I don't know what y'all gonna do, but I don't want to tell nobody I want to kick their dogs because that's not cool. And the bottom line is, come on now. Come on now.
Thank you very much for your comments, Ms. Hill.
Reverend Ryan Reese, Dolton resident on the south side of town. I don't have a huge amount to say about the specifics of this potential purchase. I will say that I know that as a Board of Trustees and Mayor, you have a difficult situation figuring out the finances of the community. As we're attempting to figure out those finances and address some of the issues we no longer have to talk about, but we have to deal with the aftermath thereof, we need to make sure that the money is spent wisely. Considering the conditions of the road on University Avenue, the long-standing damage to that road between Greenwood and Sibley, it's basically you're almost driving over gravel right now. And if you have driven on that road, it is badly damaged, and it is heavily used because of the laundromat right there. That's how I know about it. So there are a lot of things like public works, like the need for proper implementation of the leash law, which was an issue I brought up a few months ago as well. We need to be mindful of addressing the issues that the city has while we're trying to address the debts and the lawsuits. I'm not sure that this is the first priority, and I would put on the record that we need to be considerate of some of the specific needs that Dolton has in its basic infrastructure. In particular, I mentioned the one road that I do, but all the roads in the area need to be looked at. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for your comments.
Thank you. Good evening, residents. Mary Avant from Dolton. I just have a couple of questions that hopefully will be discussed or answered during the discussion and approval. Purchasing the Pope's resident or these two addresses is admirable, but with the state we're in right now, I guess my concern is, do we have the money? And even if we have the money, there's called upkeep, there's called water, there's called light bills, all of these things. Who's going to maintain that? You know, we raised a whole bunch of cane about not being in the real estate business when we were dealing with Melanie Fitness and the Dorchester, and it looks like we're headed back down that. And I figure we're probably in worse shape now financially than we were. But do we have the money, or even if somebody's going to give it to us? If I gave you $200,000 today, whatever the house costs, it still has to be maintained. And I say that as a homeowner. In my opinion, a house is a pimp because it's money every day. It calls my name every day for something, from the garbage on down. So let's be mindful. We don't have a police chief, a fire chief, HR rep, finance director. So those are answers I like. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Annette Morrow, and I live in Dolton on Everett Street. This is the first time I've come up here. Now, as a practicing Catholic, I see no reason why you want to buy that house. The house inside does not look anything like it did when Father Prevost lived there, or his parents, or his brothers. So I'm really against it. If you want to put money in, put it into the church, and then you can use that church. The church then can be used by the archdiocese. And then they were saying about the roads on Evers, 149th, there is, well, we live in the middle of the block. There are sewers. On our side, it's nice. But there were kids out there playing, and there's one of those big orange things. A little kid could go step in that, and it would go above their head. It is so deep. Our alley is a mess. There's a car that's been there, I don't know how many years. We've got a lot of cars on our block that do not have stickers. That's money that we're missing out on. Who is taking care of these things? They should not be taking care of a house that I drove by once. I don't want to go back there because the people that are living there are looking at you like, do you belong in my neighborhood? You're going to have, it's just too much. But I really appreciate the thought. But anything beyond that, we just don't have the money. And I'm not going to pay for it. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, anyway, my name is Banks, and I live right across the street there on Everest, right in front of the park. And I just had a little problem with when they rent this place out. I'm talking about all the elders that live on the street, because they know young people. It's all seniors. And I'm talking for all of them on the street. And we have this place. I know you heard about. They had some young kids. They was in here, but they was outside, and then they shot a bullet and went in that lady's house next door, right there on the corner. So I'm just saying they need security here when they have parties in here. I don't know who paid for it, but whoever rents it out or whatever you do, they need security here. Now, I lived in Riverdale for a long time, and then I bought a house over here. So I'm just saying you ain't got nothing but seniors on the street, I mean, that lives on this block. And then people, when they come over to picnic or party or whatever they do, they want to park, and there ain't no signs. You know, when a fire truck comes down that street, they can't even get down the street because they got people parking on the side where it says there ain't no parking, and they ignore it. And there's no police. I don't know where the police is, you know, because I remember when this area was white, police was on that street all the time, and they gave tickets. You didn't move your car. So I don't, you know, I'm not here to make friends with anybody or complain about anything for myself, but I just think that there's a lot going on, and most people that don't live around where it's going on at, they don't really seem like they care. So I'm just saying that, and most seniors don't really come to the meeting. I'm just telling you, you know, they live there, but some of them is sick and some of them, and I'm 90. So I'm just saying, I mean, I wouldn't, I'm 90 years old. So I'm standing here today. But I'm just saying, and I like to see people take it in charge and run the place. But I'd like to see them show up and do a good job. I don't mind paying. I mean, you got to pay taxes, so yeah, earn the money. That's all I'd like to see. But you just got you when you come to over in this park, they should be somebody that checks this park. They can't just work here and cut grass and not check to keep the park, keep the paper up. Just like they rent this place out, and then the people be outside the building, and then they drop paper and all that stuff, and then they don't pick it up. So I'm just saying they need to, I know you're a new guy, you taking over, but I'm just letting you know what's going on. So I would appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Trustee Belcher.
We'll have a conversation with you, but most of the concern is the park district has their own entity. So we'll connect you with somebody at the park district, okay?
You return to the park?
No, sir. Okay, I'm gonna be real quick. Hey, everybody. I just want to ask one question, and that's just because somebody on my live stream asked me. They want to know about the village stickers. Have they been extended? What is the deadline to order or purchase a sticker before they go into default? That's it.
Yes, they have been extended through the end of July. End of July. Yes. Yes, sir.
How you doing?
One.
So we have a $500,000 bill we owe AT&T, is that correct? That was on your electronic warrant list.
There
And
was
it
a bill that
also
approached,
letter.
yes. There was a
So
bill that
can the
approached that.
attorney please address that $500,000 bill that you're wanting to pay a portion of? And why hasn't AT&T had a representative or any legal action to collect that money?
Well, we are in ongoing discussion on resolving that bill.
Discussion for $500,000 and not litigation?
Correct.
Okay, so you're going to pay a $500,000 bill under Riley Rogers administration, along with most of the bills that you took off of the warrant list under Tiffany Henyard's administration. I'm not understanding why you're wanting to pay these bills now when you didn't want to pay them then.
So you're making assumptions that are untrue, but we are open to have a discussion if you would like to schedule a meeting.
And you're welcome to review the videos of the actual meetings where you struck these line items and they're now on the electronic warrant list. See, Brittany, that's how flies be around shit. Happy Tuesday.
Okay, and Ms. Trina, if we're asked to refrain from profanity, or we will conclude this portion of the
I
meeting.
said shh and not the whole word. And so we also have money to buy the Pope's old home. What type of historical value does that have for the village of Dolton? I know I'm Catholic and none of you are that's sitting on the board. I mean, you're good Baptist people or whatever denomination, but I know for sure you're not Catholic. So why the interest in buying a Pope's home when we can't even keep these streets paved adequately and keep the community clean? Right across the street from Village Hall, it's a whole store that's falling apart. It used to be owned by the guy who owns Pablo's now, and he got a Class 8 in the tip to open a liquor store on the border of South Holland and Dolton. And do you remember when you was a trustee, how the trustees, like you and Stubbs and Muhammad, you guys had your own attorney because you felt like Odelson and Murphy, like they weren't good attorneys? So the trustees had to get their own attorney. You do know y'all had your own attorney when they were the village attorneys.
The only attorney I've ever had was Odelson, Sturk, Murphy, Frazier.
Oh, the trustees had their own attorney. I'll bring that video so you can review yourself. You do remember that, don't you, Mr. Olson? When the
And we've
trustees
reached
had
the
their
3-minute
own
mark.
time. Okay, y'all have a good day.
Any additional comments at this time? Okay, if I hear none, that'll conclude citizens' address. We appreciate all comments that were given. Next, we will go into general announcements. Any announcements from the board members?
May I be recognized, Mayor?
Okay, Trustee Tammy Brown.
Okay, just wanted to say thank you for the expungement we had over the weekend, last weekend. Very successful. We had 25 people that actually showed up, and we did have 3 petitions filed. So we are looking to do another expungement later on this year, but want to say thank you for every attorney that participated and everyone that came out to make that day successful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think Trustee Steve, you have comments?
Yes. Greetings, everyone. I want to make sure to remind everybody that the T trustees this in July will be my MS walk for multiple sclerosis. So I'm inviting everyone out to come out at 9:30 July 12th and participate in my walk. We meet here. We have some festive things here. Will be food, fellowship, and we'll do a small walk around the park and just to raise awareness of multiple sclerosis and raise some money. So I'm looking for all Dolton residents to come out to my MS walk July 12th, right here at the Lester Long Field House at 9:30. I said, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Steve. Any additional announcements at this time? Trustee Norwood.
Hello. Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I have a special thank you to the Chicago Sky for providing us with annual tickets. So the last few years, they've been nice enough to provide us with tickets for the families. So I also would like to thank all of the Dolton residents who participate every year and come out and just have a good time with the family. We're having a housing committee meeting on Monday, July the 14th. So I know a lot of people have questions regarding where we're going with housing. It'll be at 6:30 p.m. and it'll probably be at Dolton Village. So if you are not following our YouTube, make sure you follow our Facebook for more information. We'll go over house rules and we have some important information regarding housing. We'll also have a youth day. A lot of the last few months, every summer, I help the children get hired around a community. And this Friday, well, the upcoming Friday on July the 11th, we're going to have something for the teens so they can come out and we'll have a mental health portion and then we'll have a job hiring fair. So if you are an employer and you're looking to come out and provide the youth with jobs, please contact me at 708-968-4297. And for all the moms who's been contacting me, please make sure that the teenagers get up and out on the 14th. We'll have raffles, so please don't forget, let them know that we will have raffles so they will have free things to win. We'll have food. And if they have to bring their siblings, they'll actually have something for the younger kids as well. Wednesday, July the 9th, we'll have a resource event in collaboration with Neighborhood Housing Services and Abundant Living Church. So I'd like to thank Pastor Fleshman for allowing us to come to his church. And we'll have different resources. I know that ComEd, they have a free program where they're insulating homes. So we'll have a lot of different resources. So make sure you come out. It'll be at 6:30 p.m. And that will be all for me. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Norwood. Any additional announcements at this time? Hearing none, we'll go into our normal order of business. I will ask at this time for a motion that for the board to go into executive session for the purpose of the purchase or lease of real property for the use of public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. Is there a motion to move to executive session? Here, motion by Trustee Belcher, second by Trustee Norwood. Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Norwood. Oh, Trustee Tammy Brown. Gosh, excuse me, guys. Trustee Norwood.
Hi.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve,
Aye.
meeting temporarily adjourned at 6:54
Okay,
PM.
thanks all. We expect to be no more than 15 minutes, so we ask that you please stay with us for another great discussion. Thank you.
Trustee Tammy Norwood.
Okay, good evening, everybody. What is this? Oh, it's my angle, it's me. I didn't want to lean down anyway. All right, good evening. I'll ask, are you ready, Clerk? Yeah. Okay, I ask Clerk Key to do a roll call for us to reconvene this meeting.
Okay, Trustee Tammy Brown,
Present.
Trustee Norwood,
Present.
Trustee Stan Brown,
Here.
Trustee Belcher,
Here.
Trustee Steve.
Present.
Meeting reconvened at 7:23 PM.
Okay, we will go right into our discussion, and I will ask for a motion for the approval of purchase of 212 East 141st Place in Dalton and 200 East 141st Place in Dalton, Illinois. Is there a motion? So moved.
Second.
Here, a motion by Trustee Edward Steve and second by Trustee Brittany Norwood. We'll go in discussion. I'll ask the board if they don't mind if I have comments first on this. Really want to make sure that I'm speaking to some of the concerns that are out there, because I understand that there is concern in particular given our financial condition that we've inherited in this village. So I do hear those pleas and concerns loud and clear. We've made mention, I would say, originally upon hearing the news of the desire. We've also got many people that understand and have praise, and there's many people that are rightfully concerned over what we are, or what I'm asking that we proceed with. And hearing that concern, there are several things that I want to make sure that I do address. Some are talking about the repair of our streets, current infrastructure, and back bills. We are fully committed and will be doing both. This does not derail from our intention, our drive, and what we are going to do to repair the streets. We had negotiated recently because we had to identify some vendors that are willing to partner, and that's been a big undertaking for us in our infancy phases. And we found people that are willing to begin partnering with us, similar to the partnership that we will be getting on the, if approved by board, on this endeavor as well. You will see streets being repaved as quickly as the end of this week. In particular, I'm looking at the hole that's been sitting out here on King Drive for more than 6 to 8 months. When it comes to the maintenance of the property, because that property will have to be maintained, but our policemen as well as Public Works have been governing that already. That's a current cost that will be in place and is in place at this very moment. We've had charters come in here. We want to make sure that anybody that comes into our community is safe. We will make sure that continues to happen. That's a cost we will incur whether we own the property or not. There will be no getting around that. Why would we not want to participate in that and get the benefit of this historic moment moving forward? I think this is a proud moment for our village, a proud opportunity, and we want to make sure that we're doing it justice. We're honoring those that are members of this faith. So I say that not by way of challenging those who have concerns. I feel that every concern that has been brought is just, it is right. We hear it, and we are going to push forward to make sure that we do justice. We are looking at, and with this once in a lifetime, and I will say this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. We can either seize this moment and move it forward, or we can let that moment go to an investor. I would like for our community to get the benefits of this opportunity and work together, that we have enterprise zones, historic land districts. So the opportunities that have come across have been numerous. Opportunities for historic zones where we can get state and congressional funds that'll come into this town. So we will make people proud. And there's one big thing, because we're going through our budget season right now. And there's one thing that I've learned over time is that you cannot cut your way out of a deficit. We have to make sure that we have economic opportunities that will also add to our revenue while we are working towards being streamlined and efficient. And I can promise you this Board of Trustees is holding me accountable every single day, and that's exactly what we signed up to do. So I will be making the ask of this Board of Trustees, and I thank those who have expressed their concerns. I genuinely want to say that because it's very, very valid. Those concerns are heard and received, and we'll work to make sure that everybody is proud of this as we could reach the conclusion. But I will defer to any board member that has comment at this time. They're not used to me talking this long, I promise.
Right.
So nobody, who won't go? Nobody? Okay, I hear Trustee Belcher.
Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to say, because a comment was made, I do not think that the Village of Dolton is in the business of real estate. I've said it before and I said it again tonight, but I do think that this is, as the mayor said, a one-time opportunity in a lifetime, unless we have another pope or some famous person come from Dawson. But in the long run, I think that this is going to benefit our community. And when we start having a lot of concerns about our roads and start having concerns about just things that's going on that we need to make sure that we have funding for, our faith in our mayor of making this decision that is going to take our town on a pathway of making sure that we are looking at financially how this will help us in the long run. And I'm asking just the citizens of Dawson to stand with us as we make this decision, because we know that in the long run, it will help all of us as a village. So I, Trustee Belcher, am in support of it right now, because I know that what the future holds and how this can help us in the long run.
Thank you, Trustee Belcher. Any additional discussion at this time? Trustee Steve?
Test. I would like to say that, as we hear the complaints, we hear it. We are very well aware of the potholes and stuff that we got to overcome. But this is a once in a lifetime thing. Our lawyer just gave us what has went on to the other Pope's house throughout the world, and this type of the traffic that it produces for that city, wherever that the Pope's house are. So this is a great opportunity. If you can see, if you ever ride over there, if you ever see the traffic over there and the constant traffic, constant bus loads in and out of our town, this is a great opportunity for us. And there's other, I know the Martin Luther King house, even Michael Jackson's house, which is not even controlled by Gary, I think, but this is a historical thing. The first Pope and first American Pope, and it's from Dolton. So this stuff that we got tonight, I'm going to get a digital format of this, and we're going to put this on the website for everybody to look at of what these other Pope houses, historical houses have done and what they continue to do. And it's a great opportunity for our village. So that's just what I want to say for sure. And we hear you. They say I drive fast. I busted 2 tires on some of these roads. It is terrible. It is terrible. And we're paying our back bills, and we owe some people. We found vendors that finally gonna work with us and get us through. And like the mayor said, I can't wait till this hole on King Drive is fixed. There's a hole over front of the Dolton Library that needs to be fixed. We're very well aware of these things, and we're working to get it fixed. But we can do this great thing at the same time.
Okay. Thank you, Trustee Steve. Any additional comments?
May I be recognized?
Okay, I got Trustee Norwood.
Let me first start by saying I am not getting in the car with him. Okay, you do drive fast. But overall, I want to say that I heard the concerns today, and I want the residents to know that our mission is the same mission that it has been for the last 4 years, and that's to move this town forward. Yes, these are tough decisions that we have to make, but it comes with the duty to do what's best for the people in the town. When I was younger, I remember my mom taking me to Gary. We went to see Michael Jackson's home. From there, because we were in the area, we went to the candy stores in the area. And it's just something that I always remembered. I mean, I'm grown now, but this happened when I was 8 or 9. So I am happy that we will be able to actually benefit. We hear the concerns with the roads. So we are thinking of ways that we can generate more money for the town. That's the ultimate goal. So I just want you all to know that when we are up here making these tough decisions, we live here also. So we understand that there are important things that needs to be done with the streets. I mean, but I also understand that Rome wasn't built in a day. So I just want everyone to know that our goal is always to make sure that we're doing what's best for the people. I know sometimes everyone may not understand it, but just understand that later on, this will all make sense, and we do have a plan. So we do want you all to keep faith in us and just know that we're still here for the people. We live here also, and we want to keep this town great. And for us to have this home and make it a landmark, I'm actually really excited. So thank you.
Okay.
Can I speak, Mayor?
Absolutely, Trustee
Thank you.
Tammy.
Just to piggyback a little bit off of what Trustee Ed Steve said, if you actually go to the area and you see the people that come from different states, from all over the world, just to actually see the Pope's house, we know it's not the same as to when he was living there, but it's just the excitement to see the people just to be standing on those grounds, on the porch, just in the area. And we know also that the area has to have some upkeep and maintain. But if the people in that neighborhood see the things that we're trying to do, that would encourage them to do a little bit more with that area also. Even with that being said, I have had people that have reached out to me from all over, wanted to give donations to help us out with the purchase, the area, and all sorts of things. So when we do it the correct way, in the long run, it will pay for itself. It will pay for itself. And again, you're making hard decisions. We're making hard decisions as an elected official and as a resident. This is to benefit all of us. We got a new start. Let's go in that positive direction and do some positive things. And this is one of them. So I hope that everyone understands and agree with us with this decision we're about to make. But again, in the long run, see where this is going to take us. There's going to be some great things that's happening here in Dolton. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Brown. Trustee Stan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to say I'm a man of God, and I do believe in a God. And whether you're Catholic, Catholic, Protestant, or whatever you may be, we serve the same God. So it's okay if we want to help our Catholics. We want to do something that the Catholics does. So I just believe in this is opportunity that's been given us, and I do believe in wait on the Lord, be of good courage. He's here to strengthen our town, so don't let this opportunity get away from us. He's given us opportunity to climb back because we have been put on the back row. So now we have the opportunity to get on the front row. So we don't want to let this opportunity get away from us. And we definitely don't want to cross no lines that we shouldn't cross. And yes, we're trying to build things up here in the village of Dolton. So with the residents supporting us, give us that opportunity to make a decision, because you don't make a bad decision if you don't make a decision at all. So we were doing this here from our hearts and from the information that we have been given, because I do have some relatives that live in Atlanta, Georgia. And I go to Martin Luther King house every time I go to Atlanta, just to walk through the halls of what this man has actually been in. And I have been to the Pope's house at 212, East 141st place. And you just still get that feeling. So yes, everything over there has been built. All the old things have been taken out, but it's still where the Pope came from. So the Pope didn't just come here. He's been here. The Lord just revealed it to us, but this man been here over 50 years ago. Yeah. So it's nothing that just came. So he actually given us opportunity to bring something to our town, to take us from the basement of despair, and now we're in the balcony of success. So we just like to go there and make the best of this here. So thank you for the support, residents, because I'm a 35-year resident here. And actually, I talked with some individual that has came to visit the Pope's house. This man actually used to come to Dolton Park. So right now, you in history right now being in Dolton Park. So this is some good land we in. So let's just glad and rejoice in it.
Thank you very much, Trustee Stan. I believe we got all board members. With that being said, Clerk Key, I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Sure. Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher, trustee Steve.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, I want to say thank you to the board for moving on what I feel to be a historic moment. Items B and C, I'll ask if there's no objection, I'll ask that we bundle item B and C. I will read them into the record. Item B being discussion and approval of ordinance number 25-003, approving a letter of intent with Tower Point for the purchase of the easement rights, leasing and providing future rents for the cell phone tower located at 401 East 144th Street with the Village of Dolton. Item C, exact same wording with the location being 14440 South Greenwood Road in Dolton, in Illinois. Item B and C, I'll ask that we bundle these, and I'll ask for a motion for approval, please.
So move.
Second.
Hearing a motion by trustee Steve and second by trustee Belcher. Will be in discussion. Any discussion at this time?
Yes.
Trustee Belcher?
Just as we just had a conversation about how we plan to continue to move the village forward, what we're about to vote on is income and revenue that's going to come back into the village. Over the last 4 years, as things have been going on, we fell behind on handling the business, and we had property or easements where we should have been collecting rent on them and wasn't even collecting rent. So we're about to make a decision that we'll have steady income coming in forever because those towers can't be moved. So we are definitely making financial decisions. We're taking everything into consideration because we have to realize that we have to continue to move this town forward. So as we all, you may not see it in the front, but behind the scenes, we're doing necessary and making credible financial decisions to put the village back into a better shape than it's been in.
Thank you, trustee Belcher. Any additional discussion? If not, I do want to give compliments. Attorney, I believe McGrath did a lot of work as well to bring this to fruition. Attorney Olson, our administrative staff, Administrator Walls, of course, trustee Belcher has been extremely vital as well with efforts. And I would say every board member here on their collective boards with trustee Tammy Brown, the work she's been doing on zoning, trustee Stan Brown, we played softball now. And trustee Stan Brown has been incredible with just in terms of assisting with the Pope's House, along with his work with Public Works. Trustee Steve is at Public Works virtually every day and all of the great media content. Trustee Norwood with the upcoming housing summits. Every day, this is deemed part-time work, but I see within the first 2 months, it's almost like the lightning bolt has continued to go, but on much more productive. And then, of course, Clerk Key, I only recognize the sound of her voice when we say recall the roll, but then when we put these microphones down, have rolled up her sleeves and doing tremendous work. So I want to thank all for inclusion on that, and I'm sorry I have to appreciate our team for enduring my voice for this moment. I'll ask Attorney Olson has a comment, then we'll ask for a roll call.
In line with what the mayor and the trustees have said, I think it's very notable that on the two items you're going to be voting on now, as we do in other villages, in selling easement rights to cell companies, these two sales to Tower Point is going to bring the village $564,000 within the next 30 days.
We need that.
It then will provide $1,666, about $1,700 a month for the rental back to the village. So these are the type of things that the mayor and this board have now allowed us to do as we do in other municipalities, and we're having direct results very quickly to the tune of $564,000 for the sale of two easements.
Okay. Thank you very much for that collaboration. So with that being said, I'll ask Clerk Key, can we call the roll, please?
Sure. Trustee Tammy Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thanks, everybody. Item D, we will be tabling at this moment and taking no action. And next, that leads us to adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Here, a motion by trustee Belcher, second by trustee Stan Brown. Any discussion? Hearing none, clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 7:42 PM.
Thank you all for watching.